We live in a state of constant, low-level anxiety about who is watching us. Tech companies harvest our locations, our daily habits, and our private conversations, a reality that usually sparks dread and congressional hearings. Yet inside a Disney theme park, that exact same mass surveillance operation isn't just accepted. Guests willingly pay a massive premium to be monitored. Behind the scenes, a central command center operates like a small nation-state. They track minute-by-minute weather forecasts, the physical movements of thousands of individuals, and even predict the exact rate of guest arrivals at restaurants down to 15-minute intervals. It presents a fascinating psychological paradox. When a Silicon Valley app records your every movement, it feels dystopian. When Disney does it, we call it magic. Disney circumvents privacy fears through physical storytelling. They offer an implicit bargain. Surrender your data, and in return, you inhabit a flawless, frictionless world. To understand the offering of this bargain, you have to look at how Disney replaces authentic reality. They engineer what scholars call Disney history, a completely sanitized, entirely positive recreation of the American past, stripped of all its messiness. The physical entrance to the park uses nostalgia to separate you from the real world. You walk down Main Street, USA, an idealized, manicured snapshot of small-town America. Every detail is designed to disarm you. The buildings use forced perspective, with upper stories built smaller, making structures feel toy-like and manufacturing a feeling of childhood comfort. As you move deeper, complex and often violent narratives of Western expansion are repackaged into clean, child-friendly mythology. In Frontierland, the harsh realities of the old Wild West are replaced by tidy log cabins and an unending sense of adventure. This immersive storytelling extends entirely outward to the themed resort hotels, blanketing the infrastructure where guests sleep and eat. To pull this off, the company relied on postmodern architects like Michael Graves. Graves understood buildings could operate as constructed myths rather than mere shelters, turning the built environment into a narrative guests actively inhabit. This is the first half of the bargain. Disney offers a movie-set reality, a completely manicured, frictionless architectural utopia that makes you feel entirely safe. But keeping that environment completely free of friction requires a massive logistical cost. You cannot maintain a utopian illusion without total, invisible oversight of the human beings moving inside it. Over time, the company replaced analog paper tickets with mandatory wearable technology and comprehensive smartphone apps. Here is where Disney deploys a brilliant psychological loophole. Tracking is always positioned as a side effect. They never ask for your data without immediately offering an overwhelming reward in return. This diagram shows how location harvesting is masked as a magical perk. Receivers monitor your movements, and in exchange, food magically appears at your table. By aggregating these dots, Central Command invisibly manipulates crowds. If an area gets swamped, they reroute a parade. This predictive data actively alters the physical set in real time. If weather satellites detect a storm, merchandise staff place umbrellas on storefront displays moments before the first drop falls. To ensure the tracking ecosystem functions at full capacity, the company deliberately removed the old offline options. To disconnect from the app means losing your chance at the faster lines. We eagerly agree to these terms. Guests gladly surrender their data because the omnipresent surveillance apparatus is the exact mechanism that protects and perfects their utopian illusion. If this system of frictionless, hyper-managed living is so appealing, why hasn't it successfully expanded into our permanent daily lives? In the 1990s, Disney tried to do exactly that. They built Celebration, Florida, a permanent, planned residential town created by applying their theme park mastery to urban planning. The project came off as artificial and dystopian. Because residents were fully immersed in a centrally managed design with no way to opt out, the town felt less like a home and more like a controlled set. We accept total surveillance and sanitized history inside the park because it remains a safely self-contained snow globe. The trade-off works during a vacation, where the monitoring is transient and the contract has a literal, physical perimeter. Disney's success reveals a specific human preference. We will trade privacy and authentic history for comfort and ease, provided the environment is comforting and we possess the key to the exit gate.